Part 3. Origins of the Development Center. The role of character in fulfillment of a vision. Next morning, I went to the church office. Pastor Arthur came up to me and said that he wanted to discuss something with me. Soon I was in Pastor's office. Right then, I suddenly realized that I had to leave the place that was intended to be given to the social ministry for years, but was not renovated yet. So I asked him to let me tell about it before going on to the matter he wanted to discuss. I told Pastor that we were leaving that place. I was sure that the Lord wanted it that way. He was surprised and asked where the social ministry would have its activities then. To tell the truth, at that moment I forgot that the Lord told me a day before, tomorrow the social ministry will have its facility. So I just replied, the Lord is gracious. He will open a door. Pastor, as if having forgotten why he had called me, continued to speak about the social ministry. Then he suggested me to go and see the state of the first office building of our church, in order to assign some rooms to the social ministry there. The church had other plans concerning that building, but for 2 years they had not been carried out. Only after Pastor's suggestion, I remember the promise of the Lord given a day before. Tomorrow the social ministry will have its facility. The next day, as agreed, we went and saw the building ground. The roof was dilapidated. For 2 years, both the building and the garden in front of it were left unattended because of heavy rains. The floor, ceiling, and walls of most of the rooms were seriously damaged. Pastor reminded me the enthusiasm with which the church people participated in construction of that 3-level building. At that time, there was hunger, blockade, and unemployment in Armenia, but people gave the last they had, trusting the Lord. So the social ministry received a vast area, the whole second floor with 14 rooms and a large hall 21 meters long and 6 meters wide, a room and the hall at the first floor, along with a large glass-walled big kitchen in the yard. Even in my boldest dreams, I could not imagine that we would ever hold services there. The God who created the universe and holds eternity in His hand is faithful. He has promised to give not only a facility, but also finances to the social ministry. I had a word from the Lord. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I have already written about this in my article titled Victorious Love, 22 May 2017. In a short while, the rooms, the hall, and the kitchen, which were necessary for the ministry, were renovated and some rooms were rebuilt and furnished. Rebuilding and renovation of each part was accompanied by miracles. I have already written about 2 of them in my blog, Evil Can Turn into Good, 12 September 2018, and the result of knowing the will of the Lord, 22 April 2019. When we completed the interior by the leading of the Holy Spirit, we designed our museum and the hall on the second floor. I prayed for each detail and tried to be very attentive in order not to miss anything from what God said. I acknowledged that it was God's house, and we all, both those who serve and the widows, orphans, disabled, or needy, belonged to God. So everything had to be done according to God's will, both the design of the rooms and our work. Everything was beautiful and splendid, and every visitor testifies about it. We have guests from different countries and nations, and they testify that they have never seen such a social ministry building. When I finished the last details of the design, there was no one in the building but the night guard. I wanted to go home when suddenly the Holy Spirit drew my attention to the images and writings on the walls. I was in the hall of the second floor. I looked at the walls and I was astonished. They were fully decorated under the leading of the Holy Spirit. Each image and writing declared the glory of the Lord. When putting them on the walls, I did not even think that the Lord has something to say through them to us all. Soon I will write about this hall, which declares the glory of the Lord, and will present a video, hoping that one day you will visit it yourself and see everything with your own eyes. Today, this building is used both for people with disabilities and for about 45 children of the Development Center. Social ministry carries out its activities there. One day in December 2019, I went upstairs to the second floor and saw many children aged 6 to 16 years old in the hall. There was a bustle of happiness in the large hall. Right then I suddenly remembered the dream I saw in 1992. The 3-level building, the big hall on the second floor, which was full of children of different ages, a basket full of bread that I somehow had, the bread which I was handing out to the children who ran to me. Tears of happiness were streaming from my eyes. Who would think that in so many years, the Lord of Lords, faithful to His promise, would create an opportunity to fulfill the prophetic dream on the second floor of the 3-level building of our church. I remember the comforting words received from the Lord in 2017, when I humbled myself before Him with fasting and prayed for the social ministry. At that time, I thought that maybe I had been wrong when I had given the money donated to the social ministry for the construction of the office building of the church and have not purchased a place for the social ministry. But the Lord told me that what I had done was right. I would never think that my offerings would multiply and displaying true character in rented facilities, overcoming difficulties and self-pity, becoming merciful and noble-minded would become the foundation for the fulfillment of my dream received from the Lord. You can listen about this prophetic dream in my previous post in the second part titled Origins of the Development Center, the Role of Character in Fulfillment of a Vision.